Hello, and welcome to the Nebraska Wesleyan University Theater Podcast, the podcast made by the students, staff, and faculty of Nebraska Wesleyan's Theater Department for patrons like you. Today I'm talking with Ben Clayton, the director and writer of course, Stick, the student director production going on right now. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Bobby. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your show?
Yeah, just a brief synopsis. It's about 4 theater kids, 3 MT majors, 1 acting major, who are approaching an audition date. But it goes into kind of just the daily life of people with mental illness. We're trying not to label any of the ones, but there are a few depicted in the show. And you're also in a student direct, right, Bobby?
I am. I am in Family Videos, written by Teresa Yonash and directed by Bay McGee.
It's awesome. I'm really excited to see it. I think I'm going to come both nights.
Yeah. Our show is about this lovely little family video store that gets invaded by aliens searching for a magical item. And it's a really touching story about family.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, what has it been like for you as a director here at Wesleyan?
It's been really, really awesome. I'm really grateful that I got to take directing one last semester, and then this current semester, working on Midsummer Night's Dream with Lenny, getting to shadow them and just kind of watch how they direct and work. They're so amazing. Such an incredible director. I love the way that they work and the way that that they think. It was such a great experience.
Were there any kind of realizations you had as you were working it out where you wrote something in your script and you saw it come to life in a really fun way?
I did. There were a couple moments where I imagined that the actors that I'm working with were kind of just going to be standing still and kind of just taking charge of the stage. And then they would come in and they had like just these great ideas of like movement and like how it could be used on each line. And it was just really cool to see a different like perspective of the script. So I have seen like a little bit of family videos because I got to sort of like do your guys' fight scenes and combat.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious because I've seen the costumes. Are you the owner of the store, or?
Yes, so I'm the owner / general manager / the guy who's running this kind of failing business and slowly sliding more and more into bankruptcy. Really happy stuff, I know.
Yeah, no, but no, and so they kind of come in. I don't know if you're allowed to tell these parts, but like the 2 visitors that we have in the show, do they kind of they show up and they're looking for the magical item? Is what you said, or
they walk in the door about 2 or 3 minutes into the show, so I think I am allowed to say that. I apologize if I'm not. But yeah, it's really fun examining kind of what it's like to have those emotional family attachments to things like videos, antiques, cassette tapes, the other kind of tapes that I'm blanking on. Videotapes, that's it. The videotapes. That was the word. I'm still slightly embarrassed from yesterday. I could not remember the word cover, so I'm like, oh yeah, I can just grab the skin of this videotape.
Oh.
And I'm like, nope, that's not the word for it, but I can't think of the other word for it.
I was wondering, because both sets are pretty, they're pretty maximalist.
Yeah.
From an actor's perspective, how does that help with the acting?
I think it helped a lot having the physical blocks in place, because for a lot of the process, you have to kind of like mime it until you're able to get into the space and actually use things. Especially for like the fight choreography, we weren't sure where we were going for that because the stage direction, it's really big and it's like, oh yeah, you're jumping over the counter, and then we got the counter and we're like, No, we're not jumping over this counter. There's a computer in the way. Um, but being able to start working and kind of fleshing out the world that way, I think really helped, especially in like a little tight, cramped video store. It really reminded me of like the one time I went to Blockbuster when I was like 5 years old before they went extinct. And it was really nice just going through those aisles and like being able to walk around the stage and just kind of explore it to the fullest.
Yes.
I noticed that your set, you use a lot of big furniture stuff. Has it been fun kind of being able to work with these bigger set pieces for your show?
It has. I'm a little concerned with moving all of that stuff on in the short period of time between shows, but I think it's worth it, and I think it really does help set the atmosphere, at least from a director and like audience point of view, that we are in this lived-in space. For the actors, I feel like I talked to them the other day, and they were saying that they really did enjoy getting to work with like the couch and everything, because the couch is like facing away from the audience, which is not usually what happens. But I think they've enjoyed it a lot, at least from they've told me. I don't know. They could be lying though, so I don't know.
And Ben, moving a little bit away from the student directs, you and I, we're both from Texas. Do you want to talk a little bit about what that experience is like as an out-of-state student at Wesleyan?
Yes. No. I think it's funny. I was thinking about the other day how we hadn't really talked before I came up and asked you if I could drive home with you,
Yep.
and graciously you said yes. And I think we kind of got to know each other on that trip, and that was more of the start of our friendship.
I know. Because from Lincoln, Nebraska to just outside of Dallas, Texas, where we both live, it is nonstop 10 hours and 45 minutes. And I was panicked because I would not have survived that drive on my own. So I was frantically going around to people in the department being like, hey, do you want to ride back to Texas? Do you want to ride back to Texas? And I think it was Ash that eventually was like, oh, yeah, Ben is looking for somebody to take him home. And because, like, I knew of you. Unfortunately, we didn't have any classes together that first semester. But everyone confused the two of us. I think, I don't even remember who it was. It was someone who's graduated by now, but they were incredibly confused when they saw both of us in the same place. They're like, am I seeing double right now? But yeah, it's been a really fun experience because we go back and forth every break together, and it's really nice being able to kind of have someone that you can just hang out with, especially for like a whole day that you're traveling, because it can be kind of stressful going down the highways. And I really appreciate just that experience of getting to drive with you and be closer with you that way.
Yeah. No, I've enjoyed, I think, every single road trip, even though 10 hours is a lot. You know, you hit that 5 hour mark, and you're like, okay, why are there still 5 hours left? But
Yeah.
no, I've enjoyed all of them, especially on game days.
Oh, yes.
Game days are great. Yes.
Yeah. We are both Houston Texans fans, so in Thanksgiving break-ish time, when we're coming back up on that Sunday, more often than not, there's a Texans game that we're listening to. I think the last one we were able to listen to on a drive was the first game versus the Colts. And we were both so hyped. We were going down the Kansas freeway and just cheering and hollering. It was a lot of fun.
I think just another, if it's okay if we continue on that train of being just from a couple states away. I think overall, just like being able to have like each other, and there's a lot of people from Texas, but just I don't know. I think we're lucky as theater students to have such a great community. I couldn't imagine being like any other type of student that doesn't have just, I don't know, at least from my perspective, doesn't have like quite as strong of a community. And so, I mean, yes, I miss my family so much, like all the time, but it does really help to have all these great friends and people and being busy all the time too.
Yeah. But kind of getting back to this out of state topic, how did you first hear about Wesleyan? What was like your recruiting process like? How did that look?
It's a sort of funny story. I think it's funny. I don't know. And if Talea ever listens to this, she's gonna probably laugh at me for it. But I was big into like Hamilton and Lin-Manuel Miranda for a little bit towards the end of my high school career. I mean, I still am, but it's not as big anymore.
Still have a great impression.
Yeah, yeah. But, I knew that he went. I knew that he went to a Wesleyan university,
Oh no.
and I didn't realize which one it was. And so when I saw Wesleyan at that table at Texas Thespians, I knew I had to go over. And I talked with them, and the directing program was a huge thing for me because I was like, I can act and direct. That's super cool. Yeah, I'd love to do that. And then, of course, I had my heart broken whenever they told me, no, that was not the right Wesleyan. But the directing program was a huge thing for me. I think it's a really great opportunity that everyone in our department should try to take advantage of in one way or the other. And just trying to do student directs. I feel like trying to be a director, it just opens your eyes to see like the entire stage instead of just your part that you're playing. I think it's really important for us as performers and technicians.
Yeah. In high school, for our senior directs program, our school always had that slotted as the very last show of the season. And our high school director talked about how she wished she could put it sooner because she always saw such growth from her students after they directed a show because they're like, oh, okay, these are all the moving parts. This is what I need to understand. This is how I can help make that process easier. And I think it's really just a testament to the more well-rounded of a theater student you are, the better of whatever your focus is you will become. There's a big preponderance of people who maybe they're on the technical side, but they came from an acting background, so they know exactly what they're looking for when they're putting together a set. Or you have actors who have directed their own shows and are just like able to bring that experience in to being an actor and help them fully flesh out their performances. And I think that it's really cool.
I totally agree with all of that.
Yeah. And kind of going back to the Texas Thespians, did you do your audition for Texas Thespians? Or did you just audition for Nebraska Wesleyan after meeting them at Texas Thespians?
It was for the large part of Texas Thespians, but I forget if I sent in. I don't think I did send in another one. I think they looked at that. Talea gave me feedback, and then next year, I remembered talking to them and talking about the directing program, and they gave like a free application online, and so I was like, well, why not? You know.
Yeah.
And then it was really sad at the time, but we didn't advance in one act that year, so thanks to that, I was able to come and audition during goodness, I forget what it's called.
I'm blanking on the name too.
Out of state. I don't know, Prairie
It's
Wolf
not
Convention
Prairie Wolf
thing.
Welcome. It's something along those lines. But it's Friday in March where you see a lot of people just come and they kind of get a feel for campus. You get to tour. You get to meet a bunch of the different people and clubs on campus. You get to meet teachers, representatives from every department. Well, shoot, I'm trying really hard to remember that name now, but I'm blanking on it. And I've been to it twice now, once as a student, or once as a prospective student, and then once representing the theater and communication department. Shoot.
Yeah, I don't know. Julie's going to be mad at us for not knowing this.
Yeah. But yeah, I was also there. And funny story about that, we didn't meet each other, but our dads did.
Yes.
We didn't even realize it until, I don't even think we realized it till this year, but our dads met each other before we even knew the other person existed. because my dad was wearing. I'm shocked your dad talked to mine. He was wearing a Texas Rangers jersey or a Texas Rangers shirt, and your dad is a big Astros fan, so they just kind of started talking. And my dad was really excited to find someone from the state of Texas, not just from the state of Texas, someone who was like less than an hour from where we lived.
Yeah, no, that was that was really funny. Yeah, I don't think we figured that out until like the beginning of this year. That was crazy.
Yeah, I kind of had a similar experience. I didn't audition my junior year of high school. I only did my college audition in my senior year of high school, and I got interest everywhere because it was kind of that first year that they were doing a ton of video auditions. And I remember I felt really overwhelmed because I was talking to like 30 different schools at once. And I'm just like, oh, geez. But I still remember because I also got to meet Talea at Texas Thespians. And she was really calm and she did a mini voice lesson with me and just kind of helped me warm up my voice properly. Something I didn't realize that I needed to do at the time.
Yeah.
And that really helped me for our musical that year. And I remember I got to meet her, and she was just really down to earth. And when I came back up to visit campus, I went, "Hey, Talia, I don't remember, or I don't know if you remember me." Until he was like, "Oh, hi, Bobby, it's good to see you." And I'm like, "Wait, she remembers me from like 3 months ago." I think small schools like that are really good for that kind of community. Because a lot of people on campus talk about how we're in the same city as the University of Nebraska, their main campus in Lincoln, which is like 50,000 students or something. And you have classes that are like over 100 people large. I think the most people I've had in one class here is 22. So it's kind of hard to fade into the background, which means you have to get to class because your teachers are going to know. But it also means that you're getting kind of that more personal touch. You're getting to know your professors on a like personal basis, and you're just kind of getting to improve in a more intimate environment. And that was kind of my biggest draw when I was going through the recruitment was I was aiming for a smaller school. I didn't want to go to like your OUs or your OSUs. I wanted somewhere where I'd be remembered. And Wesleyan has always been really good about remembering everyone.
Yeah, it definitely feels really personal being here. And a part of the recruitment process too. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, my mom was like the one who kind of set up that whole trip to come down here, or up here. Not goodness, I don't know geography at all. But yeah, no, they're so personal. And I remember whenever we got here before my audition, which you're supposed to tell them like 2 weeks ahead of time if you want to audition here, and I told them like 3 to 5 days before, and they were like, "Yeah, no, you can absolutely come audition and everything." And I thought that was awesome. But then whenever we ran into like Ryan just looking in the theater building, and he like dropped everything he was doing, gave us a personal tour, and that was so awesome. That was one of the things that probably cemented coming here. So,
and now that you're on campus, you also are a student worker for the theater department. What's it like working in the box office?
What's it like working in the box office? It's like the most up and down kind of job. Some days, some days are really busy, and then some days you're refreshing that email, hoping something shows up. Julie keeps us busy with little projects here and there, though. But it's it can be really stressful at times, just randomly. But overall, I love it so much, though. I love customer service. It's so much fun, and I mean, us being theater kids, we all just put on our customer service voice, and whether it's on the phone or some nice people come in every now and then, you get a visitor who comes in person, ask for a ticket. But it's awesome. Yeah, and our new system is great. I love that so much. And Bobby, you're working in the library, right?
Yes, I am one of the student workers at the Ask Us Help Desk. My mother is a librarian, and I've been helping her shelve books since I was in the 2nd grade. Wow. So I kind of know my way a little bit around a library, but I came in last winter and was like, hey, do you have any open positions? And they added me on to their list, and then they trained me a little bit, and I've been working here ever since. And it's really nice because our library is open from 8 a.m. to midnight most nights, and the librarians are not going to be here all day every day. So the student workers kind of run the show late at night, and for me, I'm more of a night owl. So I really like those late at night shifts where you can just sit back and relax and just kind of run things smoothly. Because the library, it's such a gorgeous place to be at night, especially when it's quieter, because everything just looks so gorgeous. The lighting is amazing. And I just really like being in the library. But beyond just box office, we also have student workers in our scene shop who are not always tech majors, but they're always working on their carpentry skills, and they're exploring that way. And there's other positions on campus. You have Ashton, who is working with the ministry on campus. You have several theater students who are working as student tutors at the Cooper Center. And I believe we even have some students working in the advertising office.
Yes.
So there's a lot of opportunities for students to find work on campus. And I think that's better than having to try and find a job off campus, because oftentimes you don't want to have to go all the way across campus, get in your car, and then drive 5, maybe 10 minutes to go find work that way. People do still have jobs off campus, but I think it's just easier to find one on campus.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think we also have a couple like tour guides, right?
We do. I completely
from
forgot about that.
Yeah, that lead tours around not just the theater building, but also well, I mean, they got to walk all the way to the studio too, so it is kind of already all across campus. But yeah, we have tours all across campus, and a lot of our there's a lot of peer assistants that are that are also theater students, right? I mean, like probably half of that roster is theater students currently.
And you've got people, students in every subject, everything from science to language. Well, yeah. Do you have any last words for us before we head off for this week?
No, not other than if you have time, Monday and Tuesday, family videos at 7:30, and of course Dick at 8:15.
Yeah. April 27th and 28th.
Yep.
Yeah. Come support.
In the studio.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, Ben.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Bobby. This was awesome.
This week in the department, the Student Director Productions on Monday, April 27th and Tuesday, April 28th are Family Videos by Teresa Yonash at 7:30 p.m. and Of Course Dick, written by Ben Clayton at 8:15 p.m. We hope to see you there. Also coming up, the second weekend to A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. Come see it this Thursday through Saturday at 7:30 p.m. or Sunday at 2 p.m. Following the ending of the 2 p.m. show on Sunday, we will have the all-company strike, where all members of the Nebraska Wesleyan Theater are expected to come help break down the set and help clean up our space to make sure that we can begin the next year in a good state. As soon as we are done with all-company strike, we will have our end-of-the-year ceremony, where we will look back on all the projects we did, hand out scholarship awards, and have some food. Sponsored by WTC. Big thanks to Kevin MacLeod from Incompetech.com for letting us use his piece Dreamer, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0 license. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you'll tune in next week.